don't take your younger siblings for granted. We don't know how long they'll be with us. Had I not had this past year, I don't know what I would have done. I learned so much from her, while all throughout I thought I was supposed to be the one teaching her. So from this I've come to learn what different roles we play throughout our lives as both teachers and students. Please don't waste a minute while playing these roles in life. They're just too precious. I have with me something that Mariel wrote November the 28th for NYU. And it really responds and connects to what everyone has said so far, coming from their end, from her students' end, especially. And now we can actually hear Mariel respond in a way that rings true today, even clearer than the way it rang true November 28th of this past year. A monologue. I would like to take this opportunity to thank my students and my teachers. I have been a dance teacher for 6 years, and in that time have collectively had over 200 students, ranging in age from 5 years old to adults. Many of them were with me for only one class, and many continue to be my students from the very beginning. Each one brought with them an energy and spirit to the movement I provided. Each one was unique, and each one was a teacher for me. Discovering that dance was my passion brought about obstacles. I was in high school, and I would stay in my room for hours, listening to music and moving my body as it naturally flowed to the rhythms. As a young girl, I never had formal dance training or went to dance classes at a studio. I learned everything by copying what I saw on music videos and other dance media. I remember listening to the song If and watching the video. I attempted the complicated sequence her and her dancers did in the beginning of the video, and I nailed it. That moment catapulted dancing from a hobby to passion for me. The obstacles I faced came when I realized, for whatever reasons, dance was not an appropriate career choice for me as a young Orthodox Jewish girl. I immediately began searching for an outlet for my dancing that would be accepted, and an opportunity to begin teaching was opened. Teaching dance to children was greatly supported, and I looked at it as a stepping stone to becoming a dancer. Little did I know, I would soon fall in love with teaching dance. That now it is my focus, and what I get the most joy out of. Even performing myself does not compare to the joy I get from watching my students grow as they learn dances and techniques and put their hard work into their own performances. I have seen many students come into classes being shy and embarrassed about moving their bodies for many different reasons. I have watched these same students come week after week and grow into beautiful dancers filled with confidence and of their self-awareness they had not experienced before. 6 years later, I have gained invaluable experiences through teaching. My students inspire me. My students put a smile on my face when everything in my life is falling apart. My students frustrate me at times, but when they are focused, my students give me their highest levels of energy and hard work in creating my vision for dances. My students look up to me as a role model. My students are my teachers. And she finished off with a very special thank you to my students, Frida, Irene, Eileen, Tara, Joyce, Sherry, and Rebecca. who we all heard from tonight. Mariel, I love you, and I'll miss you, and I'll remember you forever.
Before we hear finally from my father and the Hashkadah, I just want to share a few thoughts of my own. Six and a half years ago, I rushed to the hospital. I rushed to see one of my oldest friends from my first few years on this earth, kneeling on a chair, praying, reciting the Psalms, near the bed of his sister, his baby sister. My old friend, Stephen Haber, was reciting prayers for his sister, Rachel. A wonderful young woman we all knew and loved. I want to thank my friend Stephen. He has been such a comfort to us. He and his entire family have been there for us in this difficult time. Both Rachel and Mariel shared many of the same qualities. And we remember them both. Mariel, I was 15 when you were born. I remember the day we brought you home from the hospital. I held you in my arms. You were so tiny. You had that one of those little hats on.